Hello friends and welcome back to Utpal Chess. We will see this game between Magnus Carlsen versus Tigran Petrosian, and this was played in World Rapid Championship in Samarkand, Uzbekistan 2023. So let's start the game. Carlsen starts with e4. His opponent Petrosian plays g6, modern defense, and then d4, bishop g7. So knight f3 and then d6, bishop d3, then knight c6 and then c3. Gives another support to the d4 pawn which was attacked by two pieces. Now two supports. e5, one more attack, and then d5. Okay. Attacking the knight, knight c e7, saved that knight, c4, f5, attacking the pawn on e4. So it has a support, but you don't want to have bishop on e4, which can be attacked by the knight, and again you have to move it. So knight c3 was played, knight f6, one more attack, and then knight g5. So Carlsen says, yes, I would like to move my knight over here. Okay, though h6 can come anytime, and though if you move here, you can capture with the bishop, you can take with the pawn, you will have double pawn, or that pawn can be attacked and captured. But he's okay with that. He says, okay, I will sacrifice it because it's not easy to take that pawn back. Okay, how? If you want to see, we can just check it out. Like suppose he plays h6, knight e6, bishop takes, pawn takes e6, and then suppose you play this, okay, to just attack on this, but then there is e cross f5, and if you take with the knight, because if you take with the pawn, the king would be open, not so great. So knight cross f5, suppose, then knight d5, and now there is a threat. If you take queen cross e6, then knight cross c7. This is a family four, and that's why you can't take with the queen. So the other choice, if you take with this, then this becomes a protected, connected pass pawn, which is very good for white. And that's why it is like not easy for the opponent to take that pawn uh, on e6 if the knight goes there. Okay, anyway, so here black says, okay, I will not attack and let it be here. I'll continue my development. So castle was played, and then white plays castle. So c6. Okay, this pawn is the main problem now, controlling so many important squares in the center. You have to challenge it. You cannot allow it to be there. And that's why, of course, c6, queen b3. So Carlsen won that pawn over there. And plus, he made attack on this side. If the bishop moves ahead to develop this pawn, is having attack now. King h8, yes. So you don't want your own king on the same diagonal or file of the opponent's pieces like queen, rook, or bishop. And that's why king h8. Bishop d2, development. Okay, you have to continuously develop your pieces, because if you don't have any great move, good move, then don't just think about that plan only. You have to first finish your development in the opening, and that's what he's doing. f4, idea maybe afterwards f3, opening the bishop, so good, and not allowing this e cross f5 as well. So that is another thing. Rook a c1. So in case if these pawns will be exchanged, then the rook will have very good open fight, and that's why this rook a c1 is played. So the moment when the rook came here, opponent didn't like. He doesn't want to now play this, of course, and then he thought, okay, if I don't want to do that, so why not just close everything on this side? Okay, so he closed it. So he doesn't want to give option of white to capture that at any point, but it's not so great. Okay, instead you could have played something like h6 and force him to go back, because now if you would go here, there can be some problems. So anyway, here c5 and then queen a3, because he would like to now play b4 and then capture and make the weakness from c5. So that's the plan. H6 attacks the knight. Knight e6. Finally, he played there. Yeah, Carlsen could move knight f3 and it was okay, but Carlsen likes to take uh, risk, and he said, "Okay, I'll take risk because this was the rapid game, and here it's not easy to calculate all the variations very correctly, and that's why he wants to play that unclear line instead of the normal line, and he has the advantage in the time, so he says yes, let's take the advantage of that. Bishop cross e6 and then d cross e6. So what happened now? F3. Okay. Yes, then Petrosian plays f3. Idea, of course, to attack on the king side of the white, and if he gets the chance, this queen can come on this side. It's not easy, but yes, he is trying for that. This knight can move, and then this queen can try on this side somehow. But yeah, it will take time. But yes, somehow he played f3. He's saying, okay, if you take it, the pawn structure is bad, so you can't. And Carlsen said, yes, I don't want to take that pawn. He plays g3. Okay, let it be here, he says, because now this pawn has no support of the pawn. So already it's weak. He can take it afterward, but he doesn't want to give it for this one and allow him to open everything. So g3 was played. Queen c8. Now this is the main target first. He says yes. Let me first collect this pawn. This pawn can be dangerous afterwards if I don't take right now, because yeah, any pawn which is on the sixth rank or ahead can be a big threat afterwards if you don't not tackle or neutralize it as early as possible. So that's what now black is trying. Here, Carlsen plays again this knight d5. So again, the threat is if you take queen cross e6, then knight c7 is coming. Yeah, and it's a problem for black. So what to do? He says, yeah, let it be queen cross e6. Here, Carlsen plays rook f1. Okay. Now, why didn't he play? What is the problem there? Simple one. There is a checkmate threat. So yes, if you miss this threat, there is a mate in two, by the way. So you have to be careful. Okay, Carlsen, of course, saw this. And yes, in this position, that's why it is very important when the opponent gives this kind of, uh, like allow you to give a threat like this, you have to be more cautious. Okay, you cannot say, okay, I got a chance, let's do that. Beginners, they do this mistake, and that's why it's very important. Yeah, if you want to go on the next level, you have to see these kind of threats. Okay, what happened if you move this here? Is there any threat? And of course, this is a very big threat. So here Carlsen plays rook f1. Yes, he says, yes, I know you want to come here, but now if the queen comes on h3, I have this bishop f1 waiting for that queen, and there is no problem. Okay, and that's why rook f1. So now knight e cross d5. Okay, this knight was there for a long time, white knight, very strong. So black wanted to take it for a long time. And he said, yes, I will take it now, though the pawn structure will be very good for white and not for me. But still, he says, yeah, I will take that risk. C cross d5, attack on the queen. You can't take it. Of course, support is there. So after C cross d5, the queen is attacked. Queen has to move somewhere. He thought, yeah, this is the best one. So queen g4 was played, and then bishop f1. Okay, so in any case, if you try to do it now, already bishop is there, so you can't go closer. After this b6, so give another support, and if you play b4 now, there is no problem, but yeah, he has not played that. Let's see, after this h3 was played. Yeah, so Carlsen made attack on the queen has to move somewhere. The best was the queen d7, go back, and then the queen will be there safe. But here the opponent took the chance. Okay, he has played this queen h5, not so good. So it's a risky position for the queen, but he thought that, yeah, this g5 and then maybe the queen can go back. So it's not so risky. And here, if he plays g4, he can even sacrifice the knight. Okay, something like that. Or he can even play queen h4 as well. So b4, Carlsen attacks this, and then g5. Yes, as per the plan, he plays that. B cross c5, and then b cross c5. Yes, of course, you shouldn't take with this pawn, as then this pawn, d pawn will be passed pawn. So d cross c5 was not good. This is correct. But here now queen a6 attacks. Carlsen attacks this d6 weakness. Okay, this backward pawn. So made attack now on that d6 pawn. What to do? You have to give support. Which is the best one? Yeah, this pawn, this rook is giving support to this one, this pawn on a7. So rook f d8 was a better move, or rook a d8 is better move. This is the question. And he has decided that rook a d8 is better, because this rook, you need to have the rook here to give support. Otherwise, white can attack, and then you have issues afterwards. So this is more important pawn, he thought, than this one. So he allowed him to take afterward. Anytime white can take it. But here he has not, Carlsen has not taken right now. He first got the rook here. So slowly, steadily he says, I'll take it after. I don't have to take it right now. So rook b1 and then g4. Yes. White, he wants to attack this side, king side. He would like to open it and then force him to play h4 and close everything. He closed it, yeah. So Carlsen played h4, and then the queen goes here. Okay, queen g6, bishop a5. Carlsen made attack on the rook. Rook has to move. Rook d7, bishop b5. One more attack. Again, the rook has to move. Rook df7. Now Carlsen has got the pawn. So he took it. Queen cross d6. So now it's clear plus for white, and difficult for black. But yeah, black continued. He played after this as well. Queen h5. Okay, he played queen h5. And the idea is simple. You have to give support to the other pawn. Otherwise, Carlsen can even take this one. So now Carlsen has a choice. Okay, he can take this one, or move the bishop and then get the rook ahead maybe afterwards, like this and this. But yes, he thought first I'll play bishop c3. This pawn is more uh, interesting. Okay, I should take this one first. So bishop c3, knight h7. The idea is to open the bishop and give support to the pawn. He doesn't want to give this important center pawn. Now bishop f1. Okay, Carlsen goes back with his bishop, and bishop f6 attacks on this side, and made space for the king to move. So rook b5. Okay, rook b5 idea. Of course, you can take this pawn anytime. So slowly, steadily, now he's getting everything, you can say. And then finally, last try, he has played this knight g5. Okay, thought that okay, if he capture with this, maybe this g cross, h cross g6, h cross g5, h cross g5, and then rook h7, and then maybe something can happen. So this was his last try, maybe. Rook cross c5, Carlsen has just ignored. He knows that there is no need to take it. Let him sit here, yeah. And then he gave this check. Nothing is happening with this check. Carlsen has a choice to take it. So he took it, yeah. King, you don't need to play king h2, directly capture. Bishop cross h3, g cross h3, and now queen e6. So yes, he wants to take this one and not allowing the queen to g4 move. So very, very easy for white now. King h7. And after this, d6. So yes, Carlsen has already started moving his pawn now. And the next move can be rook c7 and exchange one more rook. Or just force, he can move the pawn ahead and then try to get the queen early. So d6 was there, but let's see what happened. Yeah, here actually Carlsen just took this. Yeah, Carlsen plays this and not d6. Queen cross h3 was played. After that, bishop h8. Yeah. The idea is to open the rook. Uh, so he has now enough supports to this. Plus the bishop is giving support from here as well. What to do? d6. Yes, Carlsen played d6 and then rook g8. So yeah, he's trying hard, but it's not easy at all. And here Carlsen played rook c7. So now he would like to exchange the rook. If he capture this pawn is there, no problem. And finally here opponent Petrosian has resigned. Yeah, Tigran Petrosian. He has resigned here because now whatever you would play is very difficult and Carlsen has enough advantage. You can say already two pawns up and this pawn is about to become queen on this side. It's very difficult to stop it.